Favorite Hogwarts food? Ooh.
Can't you say Ginny?
Or food? Do you say food? Like to eat?
Yeah.
Yes. It's funny. There were so many things, obviously these like magical things that existed in the books that now you can actually have. Like for years we were like, what is butterbeer? Like what is that? They did not give us anything that tasted anything like it. It wasn't very nice. And it was in the first few films, there were all the feasts that we'd have in the Great Hall that always looked so amazing and beautiful when you walked in, and everything looked so tasty. But by like day 5, eating like roast dinner all day long, you begin to learn the art of like acting eating, which is basically like, how can I like eat the least amount of food in this scene but still look like I'm like ravenously eating. And like I'd always worked it out that like just before they were going to do cut, that was when I was like going to take my big mouthful, and then it would be cut, and then you wouldn't have to take it. Because not that it didn't taste great, but after a few days. Unfortunately, nothing was like as magical on the set as it is in the movies. But yeah, although Bertie Bott's every flavoured beans, I'm always a bit too scared to eat because I don't want to get the bad one.
Yeah.
I think there's meant to be like weird. Does anyone know any weird flavours? Vomit. Okay, you've all had it. Tastes bad. Any good flavours? Chocolate. Oh yeah, that's good. Mint. Oh, that tastes good.
Yeah.
Pudding. Yeah.
Would you ever just take a handful and just go for it?
No. Yeah, it's like a cauldron of just horrible flavors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I was wondering, what is the biggest impact playing Ginny has had on your life?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's one of those strange things that because that's all, not that Ginny is all I've known, but the experience of being in Harry Potter obviously was such a formative part of my life, and it is all I've known. So sometimes it almost takes like other people to tell me like certain things that they have like gathered from, like you know when you're in a different perspective. Like a lot of it for me, and I think I speak for a lot of the cast, we were able to really understand it after we finished shooting. Like when you're in it, you're just kind of in it and you're just experiencing it, and you're trying to be as present as possible and have as most fun as you can. And then afterwards, it all really sunk in, and it was quite strange. You suddenly came out of it and you were able to see the impact it had had on, you know, my interests in the industry as a whole in terms of like filmmaking. Like I realized that I was always actually very curious as a kid on set. Like I would always be really inquisitive as to, you know, what that camera did and what the button on that camera did and why was there, you know, why are they making a set to look a certain way for like perspective or different things. And I was so grateful that I was able to spend a lot of time in all the different departments to really learn about all the elements of filmmaking. So I think that's the biggest thing. It was just a huge lesson really in terms of the education that I learned around filmmaking, around acting, around just like a work kind of ethic and also like a collaborative, like you have to, filmmaking you can't do on your own. It's such a team sort of industry, and it's really about working together to get the best out of each other in the production. So I think I just learned about how there's just many moving parts to everything we do, and it's really great if you can learn about each of them, even if it's not your thing, like even if you're just going to act, like to learn about other elements is going to help your acting. I don't know if that was, I feel like that was many things that I just said, but thank you for your question.
Lots of impact, lots of impact.
Hi. How is it working with Ivana, and who is your favorite Hogwarts professor?
Ooh, good question. Okay. Yeah, Ivana and I really get along. We, like I said, all the Dumbledore's army stuff was like such a lovely opportunity for us to sort of get closer, and she has such a love for the Harry Potter series that kind of like brings it out of you. Like she has such a
reverence.
That sort of made me realize how much I loved the books, especially, and I just think in terms of the two of us being able to play these like really great female roles, that that Joe had written was just really enjoyable. Like we both really, really loved that. And then my favorite professor. Ooh. I would say Lupin. She likes that one.
I feel like there was a money bet going on there.
Yeah.
Told you.
What's your favorite? Who's your favorite professor? Oh, boom. There we go.
Hi. What would your Patronus be in real life?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's funny because I haven't done the Pottermore Patronus test yet. I've done my house, but not Patronus.
What was wait. What was your house?
It was Gryffindor.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
I know, I was quite scared to do it. Although all houses are great, don't get me wrong. I just...
I mean, sure.
And, you know what, I guess for me, I love the water, so I would always probably like to think that I would get something that had some sort of water element to it. So I would say either a dolphin or a whale, but if I had a whale Patronus, it would be pretty big. So that maybe it could be good, like Dementors would be nowhere near me. It would take up the entire room probably. But then maybe I need something a bit like faster and a bit quicker. So maybe a dolphin. They're very intelligent, but then whales also, they're very intelligent, they're wise and they're old. So yeah, something between a dolphin and a whale. But maybe for everyone's sake, a dolphin. Otherwise, we might kind of suffocate in the space. Do you know what yours would be?
No.
No? Do you have a favorite animal?
A dog.
Do you like dogs? Yeah, that would be cool. Like a wolf would be cool too.
Thank you. Hello.
What would you say was your favorite scene in all the movies and why?
It's a lot to choose through.
Yeah. I guess I loved, just because it was so like climactic and it was like sad and happy at the same time, was the Battle of Hogwarts. Just because there was so much, like the energy really built towards the end of the films, like knowing that we were going to end and knowing that like so many people were dying in these scenes, all these characters that we'd grown to love, and so much was happening that it was like so intense, and the feeling on set was very similar to that. So I really liked the bit where Ginny thinks, well, everyone thinks that Harry is dead, and she runs across the courtyard screaming, and the tension and energy in that felt like you could cut it with a knife. It was so real. So that was fun. I mean, it was kind of terrifying yet fun to do the epilogue, to be aged and to have kids. When I was like 19, to be a 35-year-old woman, that was cool. To get the sort of, they did like really subtle prosthetics. I had this like bodysuit to give myself like these like post-baby hips. that was cool.
You're gonna look at that later on and be like,
yeah, like they're like not enough. They each were more. And yeah, that was cool. And to be back on platform 9, it was full circle. That was the last thing we did. So I started on platform 9 3/4, and I ended there too. So that was
hey. Hello.
Hi. If you could be in a Harry Potter remake, what character would you like to be? I think someone evil. I did the good card. Yeah, it'd be pretty fun. I don't know, I don't think anyone in this world could ever play it any better than Helena Bonham Carter ever did. But to do Bellatrix would be cool. To be on the other side of the battle with Mrs. Weasley, protecting me, that'd be cool.
I don't know, man. She
To
got
see
kind
the
of
mirror
raw.
image. I think that's one of my favorite. That was also a great moment within the Battle of Hogwarts. That's like a line that I remember reading in the book, just being like, oh, that's going to be so cool. And they had so much fun doing that. They were like building up to it a lot, like really getting into character off screen, getting that tension between them. And when they finally got to say it, I felt pretty cool being in the middle of